G'day, this is Captain Noob, and this is the sweet Kimber pistol. Obviously, this is a 1911 that looks slightly modernized with the tactical rail and all of that. I got no idea why it's called Sweet Kimber. I hope it's not a reference to an anime, because you all know that I don't watch those Japanese cartoons, and we'll get into these attachments. So first of all, we've got the standard receivers here, basically what you'd find on a deliverer, although you can have a 10mm conversion, which only does 3 less damage than the 45 ACP. I don't understand it. What, that 3 damage, that extra 3 damage, we're going to go for that. Anyway, for the muzzles, obviously we're going to go for a suppressor there. It's a choice of looks, which what you want. There's also compensators there if you feel like it, but I like that suppressor the best, so I'll go with that. And for the magazines, you've got the standard, the quick eject, and then the DIY ones, which will give you lots more ammunition, although it says DIY ones, which probably mean they're not going to look as good, but we'll see. Next up, for the grip skin, you've got a whole lot of skin to choose from, like actual skin there, and yeah, it's a personal preference thing, but what I like out of this most is probably the Scorpion. That looks pretty neat. And you can have actually an added feature onto this, which allows you to have legendary effects. As you can see, some of these have a little bit of a perk requirement, which is interesting. The Merciless one is obviously Furious, and that one, Mobilizer, is obviously Staggering. So, you know what, we'll go for the Furious effect. That never really does you wrong. And you can have a little bit of a grip upgrade there. This adds just a tiny little bit more to the grip, makes it more shapely. And we'll go for a soft blue and hope that that matches the colors. It sort of does, yeah, sure, that's fine. Next up, we've got the sights here, which you can change from cyan to green to orange to red. You can have a Fallout 4 reflex sight if you're feeling a little bit, I was about to say nostalgic, but Fallout 4, you know what, nostalgic, sure, even though we are playing Fallout 4 at the moment. But I'm going to go for the Loophole DP Pro sight, which I'm pretty sure appeared in some game, but yeah, it doesn't contain that goofy ass looking rail there, so I'm pretty sure it's going to look better. Anyways, next up we've got the you can change the color of it some more, even though these don't look pretty good. The slide blue is probably what I'd like to go to, but it takes a paintbrush and turpentine, which I don't have on me, and we're already too far into this for me to stop recording and do that. But yeah, that looks kind of neat, I guess. Probably not my cup of tea. I generally like things to be gunmetal, grey or black when it comes to weapon colors. Anyways, going ahead to the underbarrel bits, this is what you use the tactical rail for. You can have a laser pointer and a flashlight, also in blue, and yeah, there's not really much to it, so we'll just go for the standard laser point system, which will improve our aiming, especially in dark areas. Interesting. And of course, the legendary effect is there if you want it, but this thing already has the Furious effect on it, so I'm pretty sure we'll be fine with that. 192 damage, this thing looks like it's going to hit nice and hard. We've got a couple of animation mods, so without further ado, let's get into killing some gunners. Now, there's been quite a lot of 1911 weapon mods in this game, so this is probably not the first one you've seen by me at all, but that's fine. I'm pretty sure this one will be kind of good anyway, judging by the base damage, although its animations are a little bit on the sketchy side sometimes, because it seems to be switching between 2 different animations, and you'll notice this after I fire and after I reload, the thing sort of goes into the standard deliver animations, and the gun corrects itself to the weapon reanimation pack, which I've got installed, which is strange. So yeah, that's a little bit of interesting info there. Maybe it's not quite as compatible as I thought. I thought this thing was just going to use regular deliver animations anyway, so maybe I was wrong. But it seems to be working well for the most part. I believe what we're seeing for the reload is actually the Battlefield 1 animation for the reload, which is kind of nice, even though the reload in and of itself isn't very realistic. When was the last time you saw somebody just pull that slide back like that once they reloaded their guns? But anyways, we'll go ahead and quickly kill these gunners to our best of our stealthy abilities, and we'll see if we can't keep this stealth thing going up for this entire time. As you can tell, with the headshot there, we're almost clocking about 1,000 damage, which is awesome. Next up, this gunner in here usually is an easy kill if they're on their computer. Down you go, and now we get to kill some more of these gunners in there. There's me over there. Don't really notice the laser sight in my own face. And with the stim pack animation, you cause yourself not to get in any cover, so now you are dead. So with the makeshift super mag here. We get 15 rounds in a mag, which is actually kind of good. Obviously, they are single stacked because a mag of this size holding 10 mil, you can hold about 24 of the bastards, and I guess the round size being a little bit bigger makes a difference too. A radiated Gauss rifle, we keep seeing that one because these gunners keep spawning with it. Interesting. Alright, so now I think we've cleared out. Oh, there's one there. Down you go. Obviously, being a pistol, you can make great use of stealth out of it. And yeah, I haven't been detected yet, which is nice. We'll quickly sneak around to Catalog Gunner there. Down he goes. And now we've got some more people to kill over here, would you believe? Really not too much to say about this thing. Its damage is doing absolutely fine. Its animations, whilst a bit wonky with that mods that I've got on, probably aren't broken with your load order if you don't have these mods on, but they work fine all the same. I don't mind seeing a couple of cool reload animations as I go along, but yeah, in performance it's good also. We stopped sneak attack critting for a bit there, but well, that's fine. We've managed to kill her before she detected me, and there we go. Gunner's Plaza had no idea that a gunner was killing them all along, so I guess that makes sense. There's no witnesses, so Bridget gets off the hook even though she killed her synth self, which would probably raise a few eyebrows. Alright, we'll go on to some super mutants. This thing is obviously good enough to fight them. So you might question yourself, why would you get this mod when there's so many other 1911 mods already out there? Well, this is when you start looking at what the actual mod does and how the weapon performs to actually reach a decision on what to actually get. Or you could just get them all if you've got a PC and thus infinite sort of space on your hard drive for mods, unlike the mod limitations for consoles, specifically Xbox One, because yeah, PS4s can't get any of the cool mods, unfortunately. So this one does bring you a little bit of customization in the gun. This reflex sight is nice actually. Ooh, he's a butcher, only a butcher. Okay, these guys have taken quite the hit since I disabled that all legendary mod, and now we can hopefully see the effect of the Furious effect. 76 here we're hitting him for now, and it doesn't seem to be rising every shot, which is questionable. Maybe the effect is a little bit broken, or maybe it's a little bit slower than the actual Furious effect. Either way, why would it be slower? That would make it a little bit more ineffective. 15% damage is probably about the most you'd want to get, or that's the standard, but you'd probably want about that much stacked damage each time on a 1911 since it's going to be shooting slower. But I don't know. So back to my previous topic. Would you download this instead of the original 1911 mod? I'm pretty sure the oldest one that got overhauled with Battlefield 1 animations. In terms of performance, yes you would. In terms of customization, yeah, why not? In terms of yeah, the overall aesthetic and feel of the weapon, yeah, I'd say this is superior. So it being on the Nexus hot files, I guess Sean doesn't exist now. It's like, okay, we've seen this weapon before. This has to be pretty good or filled with homosexual propaganda to actually be in the hot files on the mod thing. So yeah, it looks like it is actually good. I was actually expecting this thing to be not as good. Anyways, so we'll go ahead and quickly finish off these rad roaches whilst I'm finishing off my thoughts there. And oh, there's the third one. Come back here, you bastard. Ooh, look at my aim. Now I've completely lost him. Okay, and we got a Junkie's pipe pistol for our troubles there, so isn't that brilliant? Alright, so now you get the idea of this thing. It's going to be nice and powerful. I don't think the Furious effect is working, so you know what, before we'll fight a monster, we'll bring it to an ammo bench, and yeah, we'll go ahead and make some changes. No Swan, today it's time to kill Gerald. So I realized I said ammo bench before transitioning to this, so yeah, looks like somebody's playing too much New Vegas lately. So with the Furious effect on this now, we should be in better shape to actually deal some damage. Ah yes, look at that beautiful damage stack. Every time we're hitting him, this thing only grows in power, and yeah, he will be dead pretty soon. Now less soon because he's actually detected us there, but that's fine. We can let the damage from the... Okay, how are you missing that? Come on. I thought gunners were supposed to be accurate. Anyways, now that we've got this thing lined up in VATS with its many shots, obviously pistols are going to be great, especially with reflex sights in VATS. Yeah, you can tell that this thing is good. Also, ooh, that was close. Anyone see the health bar there? Oh boy, that was close. Okay, so that makes the Furious effect makes things very easy, even in the daytime, which is probably not an optimal time to fight any super mutant behemoth, and that is where you're wondering where he gets his rocks from. Swan pulls him out of his ass. This one actually has a shopping trolley filled with rocks to throw at you, so yeah, that's a little bit of interesting stuff. Anyways, we'll move on to the bears. They're kind of close to here, to this place anyway. Okay, so here we are at the dead of night. Now it is time to take on these giant ass bears. Now, first off, we'll go ahead and kill this albino one, since he's presenting us with a rather large target hit, and down he goes. Now, I'm going to try to get a bit of a furious stack happening on someone, and I'm going to show you just a simple little quirk the Furious effect has. It reminds me a little bit of another game. So, now that we've got a sufficient amount of damage stacked on old bear over there, we can tell that we're almost one-shotting this legendary Dusky. And if we go ahead and, whoops, I just let myself get hit in VATS there. If we go ahead and critical, we might actually get a kill on him, one-shot him, not quite. But as you can tell there, what I did was I stacked a lot of damage on the big-ass giant bear, and now I'm just getting dogpiled by them, or bear-piled, I guess. And what that allowed me to do is stack a whole lot of damage and transfer that to the next target. Now, what does that remind you of? Any players of Borderlands here? Anyone remember Salvador, the most broken character in that game? Yes, it's like the no-kill, like overkill perk, except there's no killing involved. Or there can be killing involved, but you just got to make sure that you shoot nothing in between or after you kill as you transfer your target. So that's good. Now that bear there is actually looking like he's hurting quite a bit, which is nice because that means his fire is going to be over quickly. It has taken me, like on occasion, almost 5 to 7 minutes to kill this bloke, and I'm really glad with the Furious effect we can finish him off quickly. Also, how did you miss that? You've got to work on your aim, Bridget. Also, we got a whole lot of extra damage on him that suddenly dropped for a bit, so I'm not sure what's happening there. See, we got 870 damage on his face there, and then we dropped right back down. So something here is interrupting my stacks of furious damage, so I'm not sure what that is, but we managed to accidentally get ourselves clawed whilst we're running away from him. And now he's got himself stuck, so he's just going to stare at us, and we'll shoot him in the nostrils directly to his brain. And since he's a tanky bastard like most of the enemies in Fallout, he'll take a little bit of bullets, but the Furious effect will definitely help us out there. So there you have it. That was the wait, what was this called again? I was just about to call it the 1911. No, not 911. The Sweet Kimber. Yeah, it's a pretty decent weapon mod. You get a fairly decent amount of customization. The damage is good. This thing seems to be like maybe even made with very hard players in mind, but yeah, you're gonna find yourself doing pretty good damage with it, and maybe even the lesser difficulties you might find it a little bit too overpowered, so maybe you'll have people whining about, oh, it does too much damage, blah blah blah, but shut up, it's fine. So if you'd like to see this weapon in your game, be sure to check out the description. This thing is obviously on PC, but I'm not sure whether this thing has been ported to the consoles yet, but there are a lot of 1911 mods already out there for you to use. So if you're really interested in this and it's not out yet, go and grab those, but I'm sure in time, if the modder Dark Knight is worth his salt, he'll go ahead and port it, even though it is a pain in the ass. Speaking of mods that are a pain in the ass, I've updated my companion mods on PC and Xbox One. You can now send them to settlements when you dismiss them, and you can also get them to get out of Power Armor through dialogue. So these changes have been long awaited. I've been a lazy arsehole and not implemented now, and it is a little bit embarrassing that it's gotten to this point where I haven't done that, but now that is fine, and that is a standard. All of my companion mods from now on will feature this from the start. So isn't that nice? And you know what the best thing is? You don't have to pay a cent. Fuck you, Creation Club. Thanks for watching, guys.